This is the Tech Phantom, and welcome to the mailbag episode for the Dark Souls Conan of Lordran walkthrough. And in this episode, we have a special treat because we have been able to get Conan to help us answer questions and comments from the other adventurers that followed his travels in the land of Lordran. Hello, Conan. How are you? I am well. What is this? I do not like to be questioned.
This is the tomb of the great Lord Gwyn, tarnished.
Speak quickly and ask your questions.
If thou art a true disciple of
Very well, Conan. Relax. We're all amongst friends here.
hear the voice of myself.
Many people followed your exploits in the land of Lordran, and as you progressed and finally confronted Lord Win Tulsa Doom, they wrote to the wizard, and we have collected a bunch of their questions, and we would like to ask your thoughts. Very well. Ask away. He who likes cake says, you had a good explanation for the lost footage of Wyndolin, but yet we're seeing that on screen here. What's going on?
Mark the words of my
I am a barbarian.
Gwendolyn.
We do not forget.
Thou shalt
I travel back to the visit and help him to rewrite the story. It was short and bloody, my confrontation with Wyndolin, like any good duel should be. And I hope you enjoy the retelling of this lost story. It is definitely a treat, and we are definitely enjoying it, Conan. Tabaled wants to know, could you explain a little bit about who you are? He has heard of you, but he doesn't know much about his story, or your story. So tell us a little bit about yourself, Conan. I do not like to brag, but I am the greatest of the Cimmerian bulls and take pleasure on going my enemies on the battlefield. Okay, that's good to know that about you, Conan. Incognito wants to know why you're using a claymore, because according to him, Conan uses a simple straight sword. Abrahadabra 2003 says the Black Knight sword. That Damn Cat and Vinlock Lee actually say that Conan should use the Bastard sword. And Master Device says you should use the Great Sword of Astora, of Artorias. Why did you pick the claymore? I am Conan, and I will use any weapon I choose. That claymore has perfect balance, reach, and power. But other swords become harbingers of death in my mighty hands. I could use anything, but I choose the claymore. Thank you for that explanation, Conan. More Tacos 1 says that you nearly lost your ass to the goat demon and that you have some bulking up to do. Tell us a little bit about your confrontation with the goat demon. Yes, the goat demon was powerful and strong. But you saw, as I hunted down that evil Tulsa Doom, my Zweihander skills returned to me. There's nothing in the universe cold steel won't cut. Even that goat demon. His head now rests above my fireplace as a trophy of the confrontation. Wow, I didn't know you took trophies, Conan. That's interesting. Well, let's keep going because so far we are learning quite a bit about you, and you are certainly helping us answer these comments and these questions that we've been getting. Rafael Guerrero says, LOL, I love that Conan voice. Do you have anything to say about that, Conan? LOL. What is that? Are you mocking me? Do not mock me. I have a short temper. Well, don't worry about what it means, Conan. Just tell us a little bit about your voice. Raphael wants to know. Raphael, pray to Chrome that I do not face you on the battlefield. You do not like my voice? I will stare at your eyes and ask you, who dies first? Well, I don't know if you meant that as a challenge, Conan, but I guess you've taken it as one. So hopefully Raphael doesn't run into you in a dark alley somewhere. Alright, Vanilla Nuke Cola wonders why you always use the power within. He wonders if it is to trigger your famous barbarian berserking. Battle tactics are important. I do not believe in chick magic, for it is forbidden by Chrome. Instead, I use the strength of my own body and multiply it with power within. I choose not to use magic or lightning or fire to add to the sword's power. Instead, I use my own skills and my own power. That is why I always use power within. Interesting response, Conan, and that hopefully that answers that question. Alright. Tom O'Boyle wants to know if Conan could ever be a fully fledged pyromaster. Conan, is that a profession that you might consider in the future? Steel is born from fire and ice. It becomes stronger than fire. Why would I use a weaker element when I can crush your brains with my claymore? I do not need fire. I do not need ice. I only need my claymore. Wow, you are really into that claymore, Conan. It sounds like it's your best friend of some types. What is this? I do not understand what you mean. Are you mocking me? No, I am not mocking you, Conan. And let's actually change the subject because it sounds like you're a little bit sensitive about your claymore. But anyway, next question. Reckley, why so many points in vitality, strength, and endurance, and so few in dex? And I think this question was asked at the beginning of your travels, before you had fully finished your build. So tell me a little bit about your plan for Lordran and how you went about it. Likely, you speak like an impatient boy. You must first have the strength and endurance to wield the sword in battle. Vitality will help you survive until your skills and dexterity improve, but only through training and exercise. Look at my skills now, at the end of the adventure, before you speak your mind, you impatient boy. I have strength, I have endurance, I have vitality, but I also have dexterity and skills. And that is why I am so dangerous in the battlefield. Very interesting, Conan. So you purposely started off trying to regain your strength and your vitality, essentially using brute force and tanking damage, and then once you got those to the right level, you went ahead and you added dexterity. Yes, that is what I say. Do you not understand? Okay, Conan. That's a great answer. All right. AJ Rhodes wants you to maybe try something other than the warrior waistcloth. He doesn't know what, but apparently he's not a big fan of the warrior waistcloth. AJ Rhodes, you are another petulant child. The warrior waistcloth is one of the best leg armors you can loot. It has very high poise for its weight, letting you throw blows at will without impeding your movement. It is one of the best leg armors I have looted in the land of Dark Souls. Poise is very important. If you have high poise, you will be able to trade at will with your enemies, and soon they will flee the battlefield. I'm also a fan of the waistcloth. So I agree with you, Conan. I'm a big fan of poise, so I can totally understand your answer there. All right, this Gunder 14 says, if you did skin one of the primordial snakes, imagine the amount of belts, leather, boots, handbags, and such you could sell. You'd be the richest barbarian ever. Were you tempted to skin one of the snakes? I was more than tempted. I should have skinned that snake Framt and Kath. But instead, I play their games to my advantage. They would have made a good breakfast as well as a belt for my waistcloth or a handbag for Valeria. They were lucky they had purpose. But someday I may go back, especially if I forget Valeria's birthday, and I will skin those snakes, and I will give her a beautiful handbag, which I will force a merchant to make for me. Well, that's good advice, Conan. Never forget the ladies in your life, is what I say. And do what you have to do if you forget a gift, even if it means forcing somebody else to make it for you. But the bottom line is, don't forget the ladies in your life. All right. Well, this Gunder has another question. He points out that the Sanctuary Guardian is actually more like a chimera, since a griffin is half eagle and half lion, whereas the Sanctuary Guardian is part lion, part goat, part eagle, and part scorpion. I think what he's talking about is that in the annals, in the records of your travels, you were referring to the Sanctuary Guardian as a griffin. What do you think about this Gunder's clarification, Conan? What do I care about the proper name of the beast? He attacked me, and I felt him honorably in battle. I ask you, this Gunda, when have you ever wondered about your foe's name during a feasting of the swords? When have you ever been to battle? Have you ever faced a griffin? Or a chimera? Or any other sort of magical beast that is made up of other beasts? No, you never have. So you have nothing to complain about. It is me that took to the battlefield and faced those beasts. I will call them whatever I want. I may even use the proper name next time. Okay? Sounds like you were a little bit touchy about that response, Conan, but that's okay. Alright. Tana Boyle asks, Conan, would you venture into the lands of Skyrim? And Al Colby wants to know if your adventures will continue in Dark Souls 2 in the future. Ah, Skyrim. I have seen that place. It is for weaklings and thieves. There are no proper heroes or kings in those lands. They do not battle honorably. They rely on ambushes and on incantations. And they let other adventurers fight their fights. Skyrim is made up of a bunch of murdering and double-crossing guilds. Maybe someday I will venture into Skyrim and I will kill everybody. But my days as a thief and a murderer are over. I now seek my fortunes and I seek my own crown elsewhere. Perhaps I will venture into the lands of Dark Souls too. But it will be some time. I want to enjoy the final death of Tulsa Doom. I want to spend some time with Valeria and my friends. But if Tulsa Doom comes back to life and he tries to hide in the lands of Dark Souls 2, I too shall return and shall chop his head from his neck one more time. And I will do so as many times as I need to. I will follow him into hell if I need to. Wow. You really have it for Tulsa Doom, Conan. Alright, Train Monkey wants to know that he's looking forward to the epic conclusion of the series. And do you have any plans for live streams in Dark Souls 2? What is a live stream? Is it some sort of magical river? Do not mock me! I told you not to mock me! I will lose your entrails all over the floor! It's alright, Conan. We will skip the live stream question since it's a little bit technical. As a matter of fact, I think you are quite wise and powerful, Conan, and I do have one final question for you. I am indeed wise. One can learn much about life when you face death as often as I do. What do you wish to know? Conan, what is best in life? To crush your enemies, see them driven before you, and hear the lamentations of their women.